As soon as laws are necessary for men, they are no longer fit for freedom. As long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. For as long as men massacre animals, they will kill each other. Indeed, he who sows the seed of murder and pain cannot reap joy and love. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. If there be light, then there is darkness. If cold, heat. If height, depth. If solid, fluid. If hard, soft. If rough, smooth. If calm, tempest. If prosperity, adversity. If life, death. No one is free who has not obtained the empire of himself. No man is free who cannot command himself. Educate the children, and it won't be necessary to punish the men. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few. There is geometry in the humming of strings. There is music in the spacing of spheres. In anger, we should refrain both from speech and action. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. A man is never as big as when he is on his knees to help a child. Silence is better than unmeaning words. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. Above all things, respect yourself. Let no one persuade you by word or deed to do or say whatever is not best for you. Above the cloud with its shadow is the star with its light. Reason is immortal, all else mortal. Most men and women, by birth or nature, lack the means to advance in wealth or power, but all have the ability to advance in knowledge. Salt is born of the purest parents, the sun and the sea. Declining from the public ways, walk in unfrequented paths. It is only necessary to make war with 5 things: with maladies of the body, the ignorances of the mind, with the passions of the body, with the sedations of the city, and the discords of families. Choose always the way that seems the best, however rough it may be. Custom will soon render it easy and agreeable. We ought to behave to one another as to avoid making enemies of our friends, and at the same time to make friends of our enemies. Anger begins in folly and ends in repentance. Souls never die, but always on quitting one abode pass to another. All things change, nothing perishes. The soul passes hither and thither, occupying now this body, now that. As a wax is stamped with certain figures, then melted, then stamped anew with others, yet it is always the same wax. So the soul, being always the same, yet wears at different times different forms. Friends are as companions on a journey, who ought to aid each other to persevere in the road to a happier life. Practice justice in word and deed, and do not get in the habit of acting thoughtlessly about anything. You should make great things, not promise great things. It is difficult to walk at one and the same time many paths of life. Allow not sleep to close your eyes before 3 times reflecting on your actions of the day. What deeds done well, what not, what left undone. Thought is an idea in transit, which, when once released, never can be lured back, nor the spoken word recalled, nor ever can the overt act be erased. Power is the near neighbor of necessity. He lived far from the gods, but in his mind, he was at home with them. Ability and necessity dwell near each other. As soon as you wake, in order, lay the actions to be done the coming day. Concern should drive us into action and not into a depression. No man is free who cannot control himself. Meaningful silence is better than meaningless words. Every triangle is a love triangle, if you love triangles. Some are slaves of ambition or money, but others are interested in understanding life itself. These give themselves the name philosophers, and they value the contemplation and discovery of nature beyond all other pursuits. Learn silence with the quiet serenity of a meditative mind. Listen, absorb, transcribe, and transform. A good soul hath neither too great joy nor too great sorrow, for it rejoiceth in the goodness and sorroweth in wickedness, by the means whereof, when it beholdeth all things and seeth the good and bad so mingled together, it can neither rejoice greatly nor be grieved with overmuch sorrow.